Hey you guys, this is Josh
And Carolyn.
with Homesteading Family, and welcome to this week's episode of the Pantry Chat Food for Thought.
This week we are facing some challenges.
We are facing an imminent freeze, it looks like, tonight, and we have a lot to get in. So we're going to be a little shorter.
Yeah.
We've got a couple things that we really want to share with you guys.
Yeah.
But we got to go quick today. We've got parsnips that have got to get in, potatoes that have got to get in, beets that have got to get in.
A whole lot of grapes. We're standing right in front of the grapevines, and I don't know if you can see how many grapes are on here, but there are a lot of grapes we've got to get in. Possibly pears, crab apples, we'll see.
Yeah.
We're going to get through as much as we can.
Along with a lot of other prep work as we're butchering, 150 chickens, plus I think a few other people that are coming this week.
Yeah.
And so the push is on. It's harvest season, and of course you never know what the weather's going to do, especially here in North Idaho. And often it's a frost right now, and so that's not as challenging.
Yeah.
But we've got a freeze warning, and we've worked hard this year to grow more food than we ever have. And plus, it's been a really good fruit year. That's just a blessing of the weather. And we got to get it in. So we're going to be getting done here and getting on with the harvest and the cleanup.
Yeah, if it was just a frost, then we would be able to get out in the morning and water things, and it would only be the most tender plants that would really take the hit for it. But with that freeze coming, we just have to get it in.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that, we want to share a proverb with you and a few thoughts on the times. We don't often dive in this deep to some things, and we're not going to go too deep and too long, but we want to share some things with you with everything that's happening in the world right now that we're thinking about, that drives us and has driven us for a lot of years, and that we want to encourage you guys and maybe even pressure you a little bit to keep taking action and even deeper action. And so this proverb says, "Know well the condition of your flock and pay attention to your herds, for wealth is not forever. Not even a crown lasts for all time." And we believe that that's a bit of wisdom, a bit of prudence, looking forward to the realities of governments, of monetary systems, and the change that happens in life. Mm-hmm. And we are experiencing a lot of change right now.
Yeah.
In a lot of things that we've all been going through in the last almost 2 years.
Right. Yeah. We can just see, and I know a lot of you guys are feeling the effects of the world changing around us. That sun is getting very bright. But
feels good.
It does feel good. But, there's just so much happening, and it's happening so quickly. And it's important to note that we have had a time in our history of almost unprecedented stability. But that's what we're used to right now. We're very, very used to things being very stable, supplies being on the grocery store shelves and all sorts of things like that. But that is not the historic norm for most cultures. And unfortunately, it feels like we're moving into a time where it may not be the norm again.
Well, and most cultures experience a plateau. They experience a high point where things are easy, things are accessible. But as this Proverbs warns us, things change. The crown changes, government systems change, monetary systems change. And we need to be prepared. This is warning us that we need to be prepared for that change. And we believe the things that we're dealing with right now is not a climax. We are not in a climax. A lot of us are worked up about what's happening politically or what's happening with health in the world. And this seems sometimes really bad, really heavy. And it is. It has its serious, serious challenges. So not to make light of it, but we believe we're in the beginning of change. In the beginning of some of these things coming to fruition, and we're not at the height of it. We're not just getting through a year or two. It'll probably calm down. We'll probably go through some fluctuations, but we believe that we're going to see more norms of things going off the shelf. There's news articles right now projecting that there's going to continue to be shortages.
Yeah. That
food costs are going to go up drastically. And that's just a couple items right there dealing with food.
Yeah. Did you guys see the article that came out in the last week that Kroger's, the grocery store chain, actually announced that food prices were going to continue to increase significantly over the rest of the year? And that's just this year alone. They've already gone up a lot. So it's just important to know not only what the problem is. You guys know us. We try not to focus on the problem, but rather on the solutions.
That's right.
That's really important to us. But you have to also be aware of what the problem is in order to find the right solutions. And I love this Proverbs because you didn't read the next part, and maybe you'll pull that up and read the next part.
Sure.
Because it says to know well the state of your flocks because the government's going to change. Things don't stay stable forever. But what will you have?
So when the hay is removed and new growth appears and the grain from the hills is gathered in, lambs will provide your clothing and goats the price of a field. There will be enough goat's milk for your food, food for your household, and nourishment for your female servants. Now, obviously, some of this is a little dated, but the point is that when we look to the land, it is our provision.
Yeah.
So whatever your flocks are, whatever your fields are, whatever it is that you're doing to provide for yourself, we want to double down. We want to do more. We want to really pay attention to that and build those systems and develop them, because historically, people that have had access to land and know how to work the land, manage resources, be they wealthy or be they poor, if you have that knowledge and you have that mindset to prepare, historically you fare better through changing times than the people that don't. And this is a big part of what we're doing here with Homesteading Family before you guys, is encouraging you to know the state of your flocks, to build skills, to build up the reserves so that you can create more resiliency in your life and in your community.
So if you've been considering jumping all in homesteading and thinking about maybe making some switches in your lifestyle so that you're producing more rather than consuming a majority of what, is out there, being a producer rather than a consumer, we would really encourage you that this is the time to make that change. Go ahead and start stocking up on a little bit of food, get your gardens in shape for next year, do what you can to start living a more resilient, sustainable lifestyle.
That's right. And the bulking up right now is really important, not just on bulk dry goods, not just on freezer goods, but on seeds, on trees. All of this stuff is going to continue to be challenging. It's going to have moments where maybe there's a lot there. It's going to have more and more moments where it's hard to get what you want. So just keep on, but stay positive. We're going to be right here.
Yep.
And while we're making a little call right now to take action, we also want to encourage you. We're going to continue to be here bringing solutions. We all know the problems. They upset us sometimes. They get us angry, fearful, whatever. We're not going to live in that. We're going to stay positive. We're going to have faith. And we're going to build more resilient lives and communities with you guys. So thanks for hanging with us in this journey. We're so thankful for all of you. We're going to go get to work and get our harvest in, and we will see you next time.
Hey, if you guys want to know a great place to start, check out this video that we have on how to buy in bulk goods and how to store them properly so that you have a place to start even if you're not ready to start gardening yet.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.